Good motherfucking morning, motherfucking bass. Good motherfucking morning, ladies. How are we all doing today on this most beautiful of Tuesdays, I think. Tuesdays, indeed. We're good, chilling, Gucci, Tamaguchi. Gucci, nice, very nice. Spring break, is it really? Isn't that an American holiday? We're good, we're chilling. How are you doing? I'm doing fabulously. Fabulously. Wednesday in 45 minutes? I don't know if that's true. But I do know that you're retarded, for sure. Been playing the new Split Fiction with wife. It's okay. Okay. Only okay. Only okay. Sober stream when? Yeah, we'll see about that. Maybe when you guys become tolerable. Alright, we'll do a sober stream. It's gonna be fucking not late. Let's see here. We got some Sabronis today. We got some Sabronis. We got motherfucking Woody, welcome back. We got Wong D, 30 months, Japanese characters with the 27. Thank you very much. Ryder and Magneto Master. Master! Where's the dream that I've been after? Master! Master! It's a bit loud maybe, is it? Feels loud, maybe it's my headset that's... No, my headset is fine. Any cool, fresh, new, exciting happening in the world today, boys? That you need to inform your great overlord of?
Everyone point and laugh at the top right buster. Minus
Right.
20, I guess.
A little lad. There's no one top right but you guys, I'll be honest. Trump gonna annex Canada. Please help us, Mr. Force. I don't know what that is. I thought an annex was a building. An architectural structure. What the hell does it mean in your sense? I don't know what it means. Can't help you. Subsume, I don't know what that means either. I'm gonna be honest, you're talking Vietnamese today, boys. Stop smoking that shite. Alright. Annex means take over.
Cute link today, yeah, clap.
Make Canada a state. Yeah, that will surely happen. Are you retarded or what? Are you fucking retarded or what? That will never ever happen. You are fucking clueless. Alright, well, PUBG tomorrow, but nothing will be added about cosmetics. So, just another update then. Alright. Canada belongs to us. Quite. Alright. Oh, not a very eventful day. Thank you for letting me know though. You tried your best with the material that was out there, but I guess nothing ever happens. We got some links today, boys. We got some links. We do have some links. You ready for some links or what? I bet you're ready for some links. I'm ready for some links because I got food. I got food waiting right on my plate. Although I got stuff. I got rabbit links, whatever that is. Sugar-free vegan food. It's not vegan, it's chicken. But it's 0% sugar chicken, 0% sugar fries, and 0% sugar spinach.
Rabbits can't put their love into words. They express their affection and appreciation in many ways. Unlike the obvious jumping and tail wagging that dogs do to show love, rabbits are more subtle in the way they express affection. And if you pay attention, you may notice that your bunny is sending you many signals that you are their favorite human. In this video, you will learn 10 signs that show your rabbit really loves you. Number 10, lying down next to you. Does your bunny flop or sprawl next to you? Good. This means that your rabbit trusts you and feels safe around you. A rabbit who lays on her back or side with her legs out and belly exposed is in a very vulnerable position. This is because they are not able to instantly rise up and dash away if danger comes by. If your little pet comes next to you and lays on their side, it's a clear sign that they trust you. This is even more so when your rabbit falls asleep next to you. If your bunny starts nodding off or completely flops down on the ground next to you, you can be sure that they are very comfortable being with you and that they love you. Number 9, they groom you. Grooming is another way rabbits show their affection. In the wild, rabbits live in pairs and large colonies that have intricate rules and hierarchies. They participate in social grooming and lick other rabbits that they are bonded with. When a rabbit licks you or your clothing, it means they see you as a member of their family. They love you and they groom you to show they care about your well-being and cleanliness. Many bunnies also understand reciprocal grooming. If you pet your rabbit, your little pet will thank you by licking your clothes or arm. Some rabbits may even give you a couple of gentle nips and nibbles. They don't mean to hurt you. It's just another way of grooming you. And they are just trying to show that they love you and care for you. More often than not, this happens because the seam in your clothing looks like a mat in fur to your rabbit, and they nip your clothes to untangle them for you. Your bunny is just trying to be kind and help you out with your coat. Number 8, they purr in your presence. Believe it or not, rabbits can purr, and this behavior is also known as tooth clicking. It happens when a rabbit lightly rubs their teeth together. This makes a quiet form of clicking sound and causes the bunny's head to vibrate a little. Rabbits click their teeth when they're happy, comfortable, and content. If your rabbit gently grinds their teeth while you pet them, it's a clear sign that they are happy to be in your arms. You'll often notice a rabbit's tooth clicking when you give them a relaxing full massage or when you pet them on their forehead. If you stop petting them, they may nudge you to continue because they are so happy and enjoying the activity. Number 7, they rub their chin on you. Chinning is another way that rabbits express their affection. Chinning is when a rabbit rubs their chin against an object such as a toy. Rabbits have scent glands under their chins. When they rub their chin against something, a tiny amount of their specific scent is deposited on that object, essentially marking it as theirs. Believe it or not, chin marking is a serious business for rabbits. It's a rabbit's way to mark their territory and claim an object as theirs. If your rabbit massages her chin against you, she is claiming you as hers and is telling other rabbits, "This owner is mine." It means your little pet adores you so much that it wants to designate you as their very own. Number 6, your rabbit makes an oinking sound.
Motherfucker, that's a pig. Stupid.
Good morning, John. I don't know whether I am capable of making a decision. Like, on the scale of things, I'm a very good decision maker. I could crack them out like no problem. What I mean is that I don't know if I, or anyone, is capable of doing anything that wasn't predetermined from the moment of the Big Bang. I've seen some fairly compelling arguments that, like, the initial starting state conditions for the universe define the words that are coming out of my mouth right now. Pantsuit. Golden tugboat. larger park. Larger park. That had to have come from nowhere, right? No, it came from the Big Bang. At least that's what a lot of smart people say. No matter what I do right now, I am not making a decision. Like, just down to the beach I'm strolling. But the seagulls, they poke at my head, not fun, oh seagulls.
Hey, Jen Shasha, thank you for the subs. Thank you very much, man.
Doesn't seem possible that, like, not only
Thank you very
me
much.
singing that song, but also the lyrics to the Weird Seagulls Yoda song, and all the way to Emily Dickinson and William Shakespeare, all that stuff was just the inevitable consequence of particles knocking against each other and seeking lower energy states. And if there is randomness, if it is in fact impossible to predict everything that will ever happen based on the starting conditions of the Big Bang, then it's not like human decisions that are introducing that randomness, it's weird quantum fluctuations. It's particles doing particle things. Me,
Well,
the
at least
story
it's
that I
read
tell
up on
myself
everything.
about myself, is just another inevitable physical phenomenon. I'm just a ball rolling down a hill. And I've come to a place where I kind of rationally accept this. In philosophy, this is called determinism. Everything that happens is part of an inevitable chain of cause and effect. But in my everyday life, of course, I ignore this. I choose, with the free will that I don't have, to ignore the fact that I don't have free will. Because I know, wait for it, that if I accepted the fact that I didn't have free will, I would make a bunch of different decisions that would negatively impact my ability to joyfully flourish on this space ball. Side note, I'm calling planets space balls now, and if you don't like that, there's nothing I can do about it. Me calling planets space balls is just an inevitable consequence of the starting conditions of the universe. Sorry. Anyway,
True.
where was I? Accepting that I am not actually making decisions does not fit with my lived experience. Like, I can say, free will doesn't exist, and then I still have to, like, decide what to make my video about. I have to decide what to have for dinner. I have to decide what the next word is that's gonna come out of my mouth. And so, and this is the actual point of the video, I live in intentional ignorance of a reality. I also kind of do this the inevitable situation in which there will be one human being left and then that last human will die. I'm a science dude. I believe in the intrinsic goodness of having a more accurate understanding of the world today than you did yesterday, both as individuals and as a collective species. And yet, there is a very short list of things that I think it's just better to ignore. Because my ultimate goal isn't to have, like, the perfect understanding of the universe. My ultimate goal is to find happiness and to help other people do that too. I don't know that this video has served that purpose, but I tried. John, I'll see you on Tuesday. If you're feeling a little rough after that one, I apologize. That's not my goal. This always helps my toddler, my little boy. Hopefully that's better now.
I don't know why that would make you feel bad. If anything, it must be nice, knowing that no matter what you could have done, you couldn't actually have done anything. You would have been in this situation no matter what. It wasn't up to you, it was predetermined. Jen Sasha, with 5 gifted, thank you very much. If my life sucked, I would very much vouch for determinism. My life doesn't suck and I still vouch for it because I have 140 IQ, but yeah. Thank you very much for the gifted, Zap.
Today I'm talking about some common mistakes that happen when an Indian man dates a Western woman. Maybe you're attracted to Western women and you're an Indian man. Nothing wrong with that. Completely natural. But there are some fundamental differences between the way that Indian men view relationships and Western women view relationships. And in my experience, these are some of the ways that you can save yourself some trouble when dating a Western woman. And this can be used in any relationship, not just Indian-Western relationships, but these are just some of the points that I've noticed. My number one tip would be don't become obsessed. Let's say you've found yourself a beautiful, enchanting Gora Rani Devi and you can't get enough. That's wonderful. But find separateness in your togetherness. Really don't fall over yourself to spend every single moment with her. There needs to be some mystery, some enchantment, so that things don't heat up really quick and then fizzle out really fast. Another piece that I can tell you is I would not
Don't shit
be
on the street.
telling your Western woman what to do, how to dress, how to act. This can become quite disempowering for Western women. I know that it may be different in Indian relationships, that this you may have heard your father speaking to your mother this way, or your uncle speaking to your aunt this way, and that's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with constructive criticism, but it comes off as sounding a bit holier than thou, and it's not intended to be that way. I know that you're just looking out for the best for your woman. But find the appropriate time for constructive criticism, and instead of using the nagging approach, which it kind of comes off sounding like that, find out the best qualities that you really love about your woman and bring those out of her instead. I really love the way that you hold yourself. I love the way that you did this, etc. Another piece of advice that I can say from my experience is I would wait to tell your parents about your relationships. If you have traditional parents, if your parents are more contemporary and you've discussed these things before, great, include them in the discussion. However, if your parents have a more traditional view of what they're looking for you with your relationship, I would just hold off on telling them right away. It's going to cause a lot of tension in your relationship, and it may cause them to freak out and put a stop to things before you give the relationship a chance. I also would continue to work on yourself. Don't focus entirely on your woman. Pay attention to her when you're with her, but when you're apart, continue to work on your own projects, on your own self-improvement. Continue going to the gym and exercising and doing your own personal development. Traditionally, this is what the feminine offered to the masculine power, was to be the muse, hold the space in which the masculine can then be creative. So let her hold that space, let her be your muse, but don't bail on the projects that you have or the self-improvement that you're working on. These are just...
Alright, now go get him.
ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಸಗಣಿನೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಸೇರಿಸಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ದೊಡ್ಡವರೆಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿ ಆಟಾಡುವಂತ ಒಂದಿದ್ದು. ನಮ್ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಅಂತ ಇವಾಗ ಕೊರೋನಾ ವೈರಸ್ ಹಾಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಅಂತ ವೈರಸ್ಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂತು. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಏನಂತಾರೆ ಈ ತರ ಆಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ನೋವುಗಳು ಏನು ಬರಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಗೆ.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಎಂದೂ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಒಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಕಾಯಿಲೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ವಾಸ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್. ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಂದೆಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಮೈಸೂರಿಂದ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಸರ್, ಕೊಯಂಬತ್ತೂರಿಂದ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಹುಡುಗರು. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಗೊರ ಹಬ್ಬಕ್ಕೆ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಗೊರ ಕಟ್ಟಿ ಸಾಗಣೆ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಷ್ಟ ಪರಿಹಾರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬ ದೂರಿಂದ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಸರ್. ಬಂದು ಅವ್ರು ಆಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಏನೋ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಒಂದು ಚೂರು ಒಂದು ಎಳ್ಳು ಮಣ ಅಷ್ಟು ಕೂಡ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
All right.
In dark, honest moments, we are liable to recognize, with considerable agony, that there is so much missing from our lives. We've been unable to get quite the career we wanted. Our partners may leave us largely unfulfilled. We may have made some catastrophic mistakes that can never be corrected. Our appearance might be shameful and in decline. And there is, correspondingly, so much that we envy. No philosopher has ever taken envy more seriously than Friedrich Nietzsche. The 19th century German philosopher described it as the most important emotion at work in individual and collective life. In his writings, he referred to it with a slightly unusual word, the French term ressentiment, which places emphasis on the humiliation we experience in the face of what we desire but cannot have. In Nietzsche's book on the genealogy of morality, published in 1887, the philosopher presents us with a groundbreaking diagnosis of envy. He opens with a speculative history of how our ideas of good and evil developed, and the crucial role of envy therein. In ancient times, Nietzsche argued what counted as negative or positive was defined in a rather direct and simple way by the powerful. Those who held military, financial, and political authority got to decide what sort of actions and behaviours would be thought admirable. Because of the aristocrats' attachments and tastes, good came to be synonymous with aristocratic values like winning, making money, being confidently sexual, knowing a lot, and securing fame. Assured of their own virtue, the powerful, in ancient times, slept soundly. But the aristocracy's reign did not go unchallenged. There were too many weak, powerless, and downtrodden people at large, a mass of men and women whom Nietzsche alternately called the slaves, the plebeians, or simply the herd.
The plebes.
These
So that's you
people
guys.
increasingly wanted to avenge themselves against the powerful. At the same time, they lacked any practical means of doing so, having no money or political leverage. Then they hit on an idea of genius. They would fight back against the rich and the strong with the weapon of guilt. They couldn't attack the powerful physically, but they could leave them unable to sleep well at night. They would ruin them via their consciences. A central weapon in this revenge attack was, for Nietzsche, the ideology we know today as Christianity. Christianity was, for the philosopher, a brilliant, devilish instrument of revenge, dreamt up by the weak to make the strong feel guilty for their advantages. It was Christianity's strategy to relabel as bad everything once associated with aristocratic values, and to anoint with the term good everything with which the herd was identified. So, in the new Christian moral scheme, having no money was relabeled noble poverty. Having no education was praised as sincerity. Lacking sex was hailed as chastity. And, as Nietzsche put it, not being able to
The
take
biggest
revenge
cope in
turned into
the history of
forgiveness.
mankind.
Envious
Here you
for
go,
what they couldn't
plebeians.
have, Christians made the powerful
Don't worry about it.
tenably guilty.
Just pay me
insisted that the
fucking
kingdom of God
2
belonged to
billion
the meek, the chaste, the poor,
to get
and the
your
persecuted.
sins
Nietzsche almost admired the audacity of this move, but at the same
cleansed.
time he held it to be responsible for an appalling bad faith and the degradation of European civilization. In a cantankerous tone he wrote that the man of ressentiment is neither upright nor naive, nor honest and straight with himself. His soul squints, his mind loves dark corners, secret paths, and back doors. For Nietzsche, the psychological health of a person or society depends on being able to resist denigrating what one wants but can't have. It involves
Can't always get what you want. Spaghetti waffles, leave it 1 year. Forsen, thank you very much. If you don't want to be evil, give me your money. But I am so good that I don't want you to be evil. I rather be evil myself. Don't worry about it, man. I'll carry this burden, alright, man? Because I'm such a good person. Electronic farts. He's not gonna make it. Oof. And that's the release. Can't wait.
So that's what we're going to talk about now. The canny edge detector is essentially takes a Sobel operator and makes it just a step better, or a step more useful perhaps for image analysis, which is to get rid of the edges that we're not really interested in and keep only the really good stuff. The canny edge detector was published in 1986, and the input of a canny operator is simple.
I'm gonna get my pineapple.
Okay, so we've taken our image, we've converted it to grayscale, we've run our Gaussian blur, and then we've run our Sobel operator in both the X and Y directions. We've calculated the gradient and the orientation of those, and that's when we're ready for Canny's process. Okay, it's fairly simple, but of course, it's also effective, and so it still sees a lot of use. There are other newer edge detectors, and there are certainly a lot of newer filters that are used instead of Sobel. But Sobel still sees a lot of use. Canny works by taking the image from the Sobel output, thinning all of the edges so they're 1 pixel wide, okay, because thick edges doesn't really help us. What we really care about is where are the edges, not how thick are they. Imagine we're trying to find the center line of a route, okay, because we want to find where the route is. If we do a Sobel edge detection, it's going to find gradients at both the left and the right side of the route, and it's going to be a bit messy. But also, it's not resolution independent. If we've got a really high resolution image, the gradient's going to be spread over many pixels. In a low resolution image, you're going to have a very sharpish gradient because that's the best that we can do with those pixels. What the canny edge detector does is get rid of all that and just say this is where your edge is because I've got rid of all the stuff on the outside of it. Canny works by first thinning the edges, and then we use a process called hysteresis thresholding, which sees use in other areas, which is essentially a 2-level threshold, which I'll talk about. Okay, so the first thing to do for every pixel is try and find out if it's a local maximum. Okay, that means that it is bigger than its neighbours. Okay, sounds easy, but we also bear in mind the orientation that is produced by Sobel. So for every part of the image, if this is our image and we're examining, let's say this pixel here, okay, we've run our Sobel X and Y operators on it, and we've got a value of Gx and Gy, and we've got a value of the magnitude of this edge. Now, the magnitude of this edge might be smaller or larger, and what we want to do is try and find out if X is bigger than its neighbours. We really only care about whether X is bigger than its neighbours across the edge, right? If along the edge, yes, it might be getting brighter or smaller, but that's not really what we're concerned with. So basically, if the edge is travelling down in this direction, then we really care if X is bigger than this one and this one, okay? If the edge is travelling in this direction, then we really care if X is bigger than this one and this one. Right, so what Canny does is say, what's the orientation of our edge based on the output of a Sobel operator? Remember, we can use inverse tan.
That's very interesting. But the show must go on. Okay. Lastly, Fang Noob, Captain Wig, Pill the Bomb, Kumi, Dan FFM, Scouts, Jason, thank you boys, welcome back and welcome. Dual Chow with Ribbit says, annex these nuts. No, I don't think I will.
Friedrich Nietzsche was a 19th century German philosopher. His work is often sold as self-help, but he's extremely controversial. So today, we are going to answer the most important question of all. Is this guy woke? I have the answer right here, in this envelope. I'm going to open it at the end and reveal it. But for now, let's see if we can figure it out together. In super general terms, Nietzsche thought that society has gone wrong. It's all gone bad, we've gone off the rails, and we need to fix it. So his project was to try and diagnose how that happened and recommend some solutions. He was a culture warrior. He wrote a lot of stuff about popular art and music and what they say about society. So he was kind of on some Jordan Peterson shit, which is immediately giving not woke. He lived in Germany and he died in 1900. And do you know who was a big fan of Friedrich Nietzsche? That's right. Hitler and Mussolini. That's not good. I mean, I think we can all agree that on the woke, not woke scale, Hitler, not woke. But after the war, a German philosopher called Martin Heidegger said that the Nazis had misinterpreted Nietzsche and that he was actually woke all along. And then in the 1950s, he had a big influence on Michel Foucault and postmodernism. In the 1990s, some right-wing writers like Dinesh D'Souza said that Friedrich Nietzsche was secretly turning college students woke via Foucault and postmodernism. At the same time, some other right-wing writers, like Naomi Wolf, said that Nietzsche wasn't woke, but they thought it was a good thing. Nietzsche wrote a lot about resentment and how people can stew on resentment. And writers like Wolf thought that feminism had become too whiny, too focused on victimhood and virtue signaling, and they thought that women should be tough again, and they used Nietzsche in their arguments. Meanwhile, in France, the next generation of French philosophers said that Nietzsche was not woke and they thought it was very bad, but the next generation of British philosophers said that he was secretly woke all along. And then, just to put the icing on the cake, in 2017, Martin Heidegger's private notebooks were translated, and we discovered that Heidegger was a Nazi who tried to hide after the war. So his original reevaluation of Nietzsche might have been an attempt to cover his own ass and say that he was woke, even though he was actually a big fan of Hitler. So how come there's been all this debate? Well, because Nietzsche is tricky. Normally, when we learn about a philosopher, their work is framed as an argument, like Socrates says X and therefore Y. But it's kind of hard to do that with Nietzsche because his stuff is so weird. Some of it is written as straightforward essays, some of it is like collections of sayings, some of it is like its own genre of weird artsy stuff. This book, The Will to Power, has Friedrich Nietzsche's name on it, but it was actually assembled posthumously from all of his various scribblings. It's sometimes pretty unclear what Nietzsche's actually trying to say. This video is deliberately written and performed to mirror the experience of reading Nietzsche for the first time. And there's like a lot of stuff suddenly getting thrown at you, and it's a little bit chaotic and weird, and it's kind of visceral in a little bit of a bodily way. But then it all sort of comes together towards the end and starts to make sense. The question also arises, do we count everything that Nietzsche ever wrote, including his private letters and his notebooks? Or do we only count the things that he himself published? Philosophers disagree on that question. For the sake of completeness, I'm just going to count all of it. Nietzsche had a big influence on Sigmund Freud. That's therapy, psychoanalysis, woke. You see, Nietzsche's solution to the problems of society was that we need to achieve a personal psychological transformation. He wrote a lot of stuff about how society shapes the minds of the people that live under it. He also talked a lot about how our desires get squished down inside us by the rules of civilization. Here's a delicious example. This is an almond croissant. It's carbs and it's sugar. Fantastic. I desire this. I want this. But I really, really wish that I didn't. I actually have some problems with disordered eating. I have for years. I value carbs and sugar extremely negatively, and I avoid them as a rule, as a strict rule of how I live my life. But that doesn't make me happy. And it also doesn't eliminate my cravings, because when you set something up as a rule of how you live your life, as like a central plank of who you are, then it's always with you. You're carrying that craving all the time. So I have guilt, I have shame, I have internal conflict, and I'm all torn up inside because I've based my life around a simultaneous rejection of and craving for the almond croissant.
I have no craving for the almond croissant. Alright? Because I'm not a slave. The Game of Bones. Dude. Who reading for fucking Barry Allen or what? I can't fucking read this time. What?
Exactly.
Mugged by what? I'm literally a fucking 10 out of 10, chat. Who are you mugging? Chanzu, 21MTD, Dog to the Man, thank you very much. Like a little 2000, thanks for 7.
You're not my exit, that's my wife. Like why'd you up my whole life? Cause I'm a 10 and you're a 5. You're not my except that's my wife.
It's 64, thank you for 5 gifted, man. Almost missed that.
Potato.
I thought that was a donut.
Potato, it's a little potato.
Oh, potato.
Wall cleaning update. My landlord is here and he's filming my wall because he doesn't think I'm doing a good enough job cleaning it. He was also mad because there was a hole in the wall, but I clearly covered it. I fixed it. The door is clean.
Cover equals
This
fix.
just needs like another one over and like all that gray will be gone because we have porous walls. So what you're seeing is the crayon stuck inside of the little holes. He said I could have 30 days. You said 30 days.
Yeah, I did, but I gotta make sure you're working on it.
You can go now. I'm putting this on TikTok.
trying to get a video of what the fuck going on.
You legally have to give me a month.
No, I don't, because you haven't paid one brown penny.
I'm not obligated to, and I can't afford to.
Guess what? Doesn't matter.
You can't just tell me I have 2 weeks to find somewhere.
You've had over a month. And
no, I haven't.
Look, you have done nothing but dig your heels in and try and make me feel bad about your...
No, I haven't. I've been trying to educate you.
No, your education is brainwashing.
No, it's not. You just won't listen to me.
No, I'm not going to listen to this crap. Now you talk...
I have schizophrenia.
I don't care what you have. I don't. It doesn't mean we live in squalor. And it doesn't mean you're a bully.
I'm not even a bully. You literally detonate me, misgender me, and tell me that, like...
Hug is fine, right?
No, not when I say no.
Why do you keep looking at my boobs when I try to hug you?
I'm certainly not.
You certainly are. You're trying so hard not to look at my breasts right now.
Get away from me, dude.
What do you mean? I'm trying to give you a hug. Hug me. Hug me. He's not hugging me. He's not hugging me. Hug me.
Get fucked. Sorry.
Your best friend has been working hard all day on the Hillary Rodham Clinton campaign. She's worked in here. She's walked on these floors. She's breathed this air. Take it in. Casual. Sorry, we are just so excited.
It's all right. Just take your time.
Take your time, chat. Restore. Georgia Poly for 8 years, man. For the badge. Mixu and Sissy Force for the gift. No, the gift. Risa, thank you. And Max, welcome back.
Now let me say this. When you're at that point, as a man, that's when you find out who the real you is. Cause you got one motherfucker coming at you telling you this is you. You got another motherfucker coming at you telling, no, this is you. But when that pillow hits it, you have enough information within your heart and soul as a person to know who the real you is. Right? Let's be real. Let's keep it all the way real. When that head hits that pillow, you know exactly who you are as a man.
What?
You have it. Because, see, you got to realize.
What the fuck is he
talking about? A guy can see you from the outside and say, well, no. This is, you have a chance with women. Another guy could come out and say, hey, you're fly, you're this, you're that. Right? But they don't have enough information about you to make that assessment. Only you have enough information to make that assessment about yourself. Only you have enough information. All right? You as a person, because you're with you 100% of the time. You have enough information about yourself to make an assessment, to make an accurate assessment. All right? So let me say this. You already know where I'm going with this. You already know where I'm going with this. All right?
How could we? We don't have all the information.
It's over for you, bro. It's over for you. And I want to say this from the bottom of my heart and soul. I'm sorry. Nobody's going to keep it real with you. Everybody's going to lie to you. But I'll keep it real with you. It's over for you. If women have not been showing interest in you, if women don't step to you and approach you and express in their way, right, in the way that women do, their own unique way, if they don't express interest in you, it's over for you. And I apologize for having to break the news to you. But somebody's got to be real with you.
It's over. Don't you get it?
That narrative is a lie. And you're lying to yourself. See, the reality is inconvenient. The reality is not comfortable. The reality is not something that people want to hear. The reality...
They don't hear it, so...
The reality is something that people don't want to hear. Right? Let's be real. The reality is what people try to escape. People try to, and I'm not going to make this a long, drawn-out video, right? Why do you think Call of Duty is such a big industry, $1 billion industry?
Call of Duty is that industry? Holy shit, dude.
Why do you think all these people are doing things to escape reality, right? It's called escapism, right? You do certain things to escape reality. You go on your computer, you go on the internet, you play
watch Twitch streamers, and it's all good. What's wrong with escaping reality? If reality is shite. Hatchenburkai, Black Pass, Dogman, Navcat, thank you for 3 years. Boop. Elite Fwiz for 2 years. Love you, Mr. Forsen, okay, thanks for streaming. You're most certainly welcome, man. Enjoy the badge. Alright, ladies, we're good there. No further links, Your Honor, no further links. We are Danzo Alfonso. Alright, let's get a win today, boys. I can feel it. Today is a lucky day. I feel like it's gonna happen today. Definitely so. Okay. Johnny, thank you, man. Welcome back. Carithian, Devil Eyes, Nyko, Elpis, Sunset, Sarza, Parilla, Black Up V2. Thank you. Novaga, Pretty, your local hobo. Thanks for the subs. Where do I go? I go down here, right? Where do we go now? Have you ever already decided that greed looting in Babaji and waiting for snipers to arrive might be a bad tactic? Have you already considered that adding me too much will result in permanent vacation? Because you really should, when you're talking to the God Gamer. You need to shut the hell up. Oops. A game capture. Corleone, Rainbow Viking, Raven, Rodzo, Music. Thank you, Zulu Warrior, welcome back. Next was 2 years, Pagman. Thank you very much. Oh, that's a new starting point. Since when do they have this one?